If life is a game, like some people say, what are some of the rules?
The rules are not everything you see is real. The things that you don't see control the things that you do see.
What about the head and the tail and follower or leader?
I'm about to tell you that.
Oh, okay.
Goodness. Asians stealing your stuff, putting it back out there. It's better to be a leader than it is a follower. It's always wrong to follow the crowd. You should always pave your own way.
There's so many rules. There's a game.
This is how you win in life. Life is a game. It's about winning. It is not about just existing and going through life. It is about, we're here for a reason, either for honor or dishonor. And when you check out of here, that's going to be the whole choice when you get up there later. Were you honorable or were you dishonorable?
Okay. They say that everyone has a book in them. What would your book be about?
Me, because it's a book in me. So obviously it's about me.
Yeah. What could you do with $2 million to impact the most amount of people?
I would open a vocational center and teach people things that I think are basic, like geothermal energy, solar energy, vertical farming, trades like mechanics and basic mechanic skills, engineering. I think the world could benefit from that, and I would, put a book in everyone's hand and make sure they read it.
What would be some of the most annoying things about having yourself as a roommate?
I'm OCD, so that would probably be pretty annoying. I'm pretty sure it's annoying for you when you leave. I mean, I clean up while they're eating, so.
What are you really good at but kind of embarrassed that you are good at it?
I'm not embarrassed about anything that I'm good at, so I don't know.
Okay, if you could make one rule that everyone had to follow, what rule would you make?
Everyone must read a book from cover to cover, and not like a 5-page, 10-page Cat in the Hat book. I mean a real book, a novel or something.
Okay, no skipping pages.
No, you got to read the whole book. I mean, even the table of contents.
Okay.
Appendix at the end.
What's something that happened or something that someone said that changed how you view the world?
In the corporate environment, I went and I applied for a job, but they told me I needed to get a mentor. Mm-hmm. So I found the mentor who was the best at SAP, and he discriminated at me because of my name. He didn't even know who I was. Mm-hmm. And so one day I just went up and approached him to say, hey, he responded to my emails, and then he stood up and said to his cube mate, hey, this is the guy what we're talking about. He's right here. And so he had a perception of me, and he shared with his cube mate before he even saw me, based on just my name.
And then his cube mate told you.
His cube mate told me, hey, you don't want this guy as your mentor. You should have heard the things he was saying about you. He was saying all these things. You don't want to work with this guy. And you know what?
But he was nice in front of you when you went there?
You know what? When I approached him, he was kind of taken back by what you doing in my cube. But then when he realized it was me and that I sent him an email, he dropped his guard. He was so open to me that he was willing to tell me all the stuff he said about me. He even brought his cube mate in to say, hey, this guy we've been talking about. So I think spending 30 seconds with me changed his whole perspective for me. And that's probably the best thing I could ever do for me. If I would have worked with him.
But you're done.
I'm done. I wouldn't deal with him again. But I'm glad his life was changed from meeting me.
Okay. But what about your life?
My life was changed because I realized that not everyone in a leadership position has the best interest in mind and wants to help other people along.
Yeah, of course.
It taught me that not everyone is as good as I would hope or desire they are. Some people had horrible parents and now they're horrible people. This guy, I don't know what his parents taught him, but they didn't teach him. They didn't teach him the Bill of Rights, all men are created equal. They didn't teach him that. So he had horrible parents, I assume.
If you were put into solitary confinement for 6 months, what would you do to stay sane?
I would sing the songs that I know. I would do push-ups, and I would probably. Do I have a window in solitary confinement? I'm just in the dark.
I don't know, solitary confinement for 6 months.
6 months? Let's just go with I'm going to sing and try to exercise. That's a safe answer.
If you could have a video of any one event in your life, what event would you choose?
When the children were born, because I was behind the camera watching the children being born, but I would rather see how I was impacted by the children being born.
Oh, this is going to be so touching. What incredibly strong opinion or belief do you have that is completely unimportant in the grand scheme of things?
We have a creator. His name is Yahweh. We're here for a purpose. Those are important to me, but in the grand scheme of life, it doesn't matter if you believe what I believe, if you believe in your creator, if you believe that you have a purpose, you still need to finish life. So.
What are the top 3 things you want to accomplish before you die? How close are you to accomplishing them?
Top 3 things. Raise my children the right way. Make sure my wife knows that she's loved. And make sure that my estate does not go to probate court.
How close are you to accomplishing them?
Raising my kids the right way is an everyday task I'm going to have until I leave this earth. Making sure my wife knows that she's loved is another task that I will have till I leave this earth. We leave this earth because we're going together. You're going with me. And the third thing about making sure my state is going perfect. The more stuff we acquire, the more stuff that I need to put into our trust and make sure that it transfers seamlessly to not just our children, but our children's children.
What do you wish you could tell yourself 10 years ago? What do you think you want to tell your current self 10 years from now?
10 years ago, I would have liked to have told myself that relationship I was in was valueless, wasn't going to work, and I should have got out of it 5 years ago or 5 minutes after I got into it.
Say it again?
10 years ago, myself, I would like to tell myself that I was wasting my time in that relationship.
Okay.
And that I never should have got into that relationship. Okay. And I need to get out of it as soon as I possibly can.
Okay, so that's not me. Okay.
Yeah, it's not you.
Okay.
And what about I tell myself 10 years in the future?
Twins gonna be 13 and Seth's gonna be...
I would tell myself,
9?
Don't forget that they're still children.
Yeah, duh. If you were forced to relive one 10-minute block of your life again and again for all eternity, what 10 minutes of your life would you choose?
It'd probably be an orgasm. I'm just saying, if I gotta live through eternity 10 minutes over and over again, it's an orgasm.
If you could make a 20-second phone call to yourself at any point in your life, present or future, when would you call and what would you say?
You said present or future?
Yeah,
well,
present or future.
So if I can't call the past and tell me to never get in that relationship? Okay, so present. How far in the present is the past? Because the present is part of the past. So if I was to call myself in any point in time, I would say this to myself. Hey, I found a way to call you from a different time zone. This is how I did it. Can we capitalize on it?
What is that capitalize?
Can we make money off of it? Can we turn it into a product? Because even though I have nothing to say to myself in the present or the future, someone else may have, and I may be able to sell them that service for a fee.
What keeps you up at night?
My imagination, my dreams, and my ambitions. And sometimes it's so hard to sleep, to dream of the things that I want to do because I'm daydreaming about the things that I want to do. So it's so hard to sleep because I'm dreaming of all the great things that have happened, are happening, and will happen.
Mine is different. Like, if I want to sleep, I'm gonna go daydreaming and then I'm gonna fall asleep.
I don't do that. I get so excited in my daydreams.
Okay. What lie do you tell most often?
I'm not hungry.
What do you? Why would you lie?
Because I don't want to stop to eat because I'm
because
probably
you're
doing
working.
something.
Yeah.
Because I'm doing something that I enjoy. So I always say I'm not hungry.
I need to check my laundry later. Okay.
I never say that.
What do you regret not doing? Me?
No. You know what I regret not doing? Not fully committing to being an entrepreneur way back in college when I was getting my engineering degree. I knew that I should have just started my own firm, but you know, when the corporate offers came around, the big giant job and all this prestige attached to
And
it,
you're young.
I took it because I thought that's what I was supposed to do. Society had programmed me that you get out of college, you get a good job, and then you live a merry life. That's a lie. Job didn't pay for this house or anything.
Yep. What gives your life meaning?
Wife and children.
What are you most insecure about?
My wife and children. No, being ashy. Being ashy, not being physically presentable is what I'm
I
insecure
think you
about.
captured that, the lotion.
Yeah, the lotion thing. That was
Okay.
right. But not being physically presentable is what I'm insecure about. Like, is there something in my eye, something in my nose, something in my teeth, stuff like that.
What bridges do you not regret burning?
Ooh, that previous relationship, I don't regret not burning that. That I have family members that I don't regret, that I don't speak to or don't interact with. I don't regret that. I think that should be already it.
Okay. What's the most illegal thing you have done? Most.
Why would I admit something like that on camera in front of
I know,
these good
right?
people on YouTube?
Okay.
Well, the-
199.
The PG version of that is speeding and cannabis. Cannabis is weed.
Okay. What?
I was in high school or elementary school.
Like what? Wait.
This one time in band camp. No, I was never in band camp.
How do you get in the way of your own success? This is the 199.
You know what? I second guess my decisions and sometimes pull away. Like, I've developed products and then pulled them off the shelf because they weren't absolutely perfect when they were released. And I realized over the last year or so that your first product that you release should be embarrassing to you when you look back on it. It should not be perfect, because if it's perfect, you waited too long. It should be something that you put out there that when you look back and you go, ugh, I can't believe I did that. But if you learn from that, and getting in the game is more important than sitting on the sidelines perfecting it.
Okay, this is a 200 question.
200 questions. Then it's your turn.
What are you afraid people see when they look at you?
That I have a big heart. I do not want people to see that when they look at me. I don't want people to look at me and say he has a big heart and he's intelligent, because that takes away my advantage. I want them to think, oh, maybe he's stupid and maybe he's heartless. I want them to think that.
Okay, so that's the end of your 200 questions. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
And I have some more questions after this.
So I think it's safer to keep the camera on so you don't ask me questions.
Now this is laundry.